Welcome back to Star Chess Academy. Today we dive into the highly anticipated first game of the 2024 FIDE World Chess Championship between Gukesh and Ding Liren. It's a battle of the young prodigy versus the seasoned champion. Gukesh, playing as white, enters with an aggressive approach, but Ding Liren's counterplay is a masterclass. Let's break it down move by move and explore the key moments. So e4, and here Gukesh is white and black is Ding Liren. E4 e6, a classical French defense. Ding is ready for a solid but counter-attacking game. D4 d5, the main line of the French defense. Knight c3, knight f6, the classical variation. Black develops the knight attacking the center, and the move e5, knight f d7. White pushes forward, gaining space in the center. Black retreats, preparing to counter. And here Gukesh plays f4 and the c5. So Gukesh aims to strengthen the center with the move f4 while Ding strikes back with the c5, challenging the d4 pawn. Knight ce2, knight c6. An interesting choice by Gukesh, delaying natural development to prepare to reinforce d4. Ding develops his knight to increase pressure on the d4. c3, a5. White solidifies the center, but Ding starts an ambitious pawn push on the queen side. Knight f3, a4. Black gains space on the queen side and fixes a pawn on a4, which can become a long-term asset. Bishop e3, bishop e7. Both sides develop pieces, with white eyeing the d4 square and black preparing to castle. g4 and queen a5. So Gukesh goes for a kingside pawn push to unsettle Ding, but Ding's response is clever. The queen attacks b4 and prepares to exploit white's pawn and weaknesses. Now the middle game starts. Bishop g2, a3. Black pushes the a pawn even further, creating a strong pawn on a3 and tying down white's pieces. b3, c into d4. White blocks the a pawn, but Ding trades pawns, opening the c file for his rook. White plays b4 and Ding plays queen c7. So Gukesh strikes back on the queen side, but Ding calmly retreats, keeping the position balanced. Knight e into d4, knight b6. So white captures back and centralizes, but Ding's knight finds a great square on b6, targeting weak pawns, and castles knight to c4. So Gukesh castles for safety, but Ding's knight leaps into c4, threatening white's queenside pawns. Bishop f2, bishop d7. So white retreats the bishop to defend, while Ding activates his bishop, preparing to connect rooks. Queen e2, knight into d4. So Ding exchanges knights, further simplifying and solidifying his position. Knight into d4, knight b2. Ding finds an active pose for his knight, eyeing c3 and the d3. So queen e3 and rook c8. So white centralizes the queen, but Ding places his rook on the open c file. We can call it the semi-open c file, dominating the position, and rook a7, queen c4. So Gukesh develops his rook, but Ding penetrates with the queen, threatening both c3 and the king side. So the critical errors and the turning point of the game I will show you. So here white plays f5 and Ding plays queen d3. So white lashes out with a pawn push, but Ding's queen dominates the board, attacking multiple weaknesses. And here queen e1. That is the big mistake, and we can say that it's an inaccuracy. And bishop g5. So Gukesh missteps with a passive queen move, Now Ding's bishop joins the attack, increasing the pressure on the white's position. And you can see the queen is very passive on the even square. And then white plays rook c2 protecting the rook and rook c4. So Gukesh doubles on the c file, but Ding's rook infiltrates decisively. h4, and here Gukesh starts to attack bishop f4. So Gukesh tries to gain counterplay on the king side, but Ding shuts it down with the precision. And queen b1 and rook into c3. So Ding sacrifices the exchange temporarily to grab material and dominate the board. And then rook into c3, queen into c3, and then black recaptures with the queen maintaining a strong attack and the central pawn. And then f into e6, f into e6, Gukesh tries to open his position, but Ding's pawn structure remains solid. So knight e2, queen into e5. And white's knight repositions, but Ding grabs another pawn with the tempo. Knight into f4, queen into f4, white exchanges queen, but this leaves Ding with a decisive endgame advantage. Or we can say that white exchanged minor pieces, and here Ding has a decisive endgame advantage. And now the Ding's clinical finish here: queen c2, queen c4, and Gukesh tries to trade the queens, but Ding keeps the queen on the board, pressuring weak pawns. Queen d2 and castles. So Ding finally castles, connecting the rooks and preparing the attack to weak the pawn structure. Also, the white's pawn structure is very weak, the g4 and the h4 pawns. So bishop to d4 and knight to d3. Gukesh centralizes the bishop, but Ding's knight jumps to d4, d3, dominating the chessboard, and queen e3, rook into f1. A precisive exchange by Ding, simplifying into a winning endgame, and this endgame is totally winning for the Ding Liren. And after bishop into f1 e5, now Ding pushes the e pawn, activating his bishop and the pawns. And now bishop into e5, queen into g4, check. Ding sacrifices a pawn for the activity and launches a decisive attack, but bishop to g2, bishop f5. Ding centralizes his bishop, eyeing white's weaknesses. Bishop g3, bishop e4. Ding improves his position, preparing the final blow, and after king h2, Ding moved h6, a quiet move to secure the king side and prepare for the final attack. Now bishop h3, queen d1. Ding places his queen on d1, creating multiple devastating checks. And now bishop to d6, queen c2 check. The final winning sequence begins, and the Ding simplifies into a dominant position. And then after king to g3, queen into a2, black grabs a pawn while keeping white's pieces tied down. And now bishop e6, check, king h8. And here Gukesh miscalculated, or he already knew that he is losing the game, and finally Gukesh D resigned the game. So it was really an interesting game. I hope you enjoyed this video. So Ding Liren showcases why he is a world champion with impeccable calculation and strategic brilliance. So Gukesh fought valiantly but struggled to find the best plans in the critical positions. So what are your thoughts on this game? Do you think Gukesh can bounce back in the next round? Let us know in the comment box. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Star Chess Academy for more game breakdowns and championship coverage. See you next time.